Hi, good evening, everybody. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. Hello, Kate. Welcome. I'm just waiting for Nancy to pop on, and I'll share my screen so long. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another Meaningful Monday. Tonight, we are talking about your dreams are possible. So I'm going to go slowly to start off with and give you a bit of background for the new people who are on the call for the first time. And in that time, the other people who have just logged out can log back in again, because for some reason, I never had control of the dashboard until I logged out and logged back in. So I'm just waiting for Nancy and others to come back on. So basically for Kate and Lynn's been here before, the purpose for Meaningful Monday is really just to help create an awareness that we do create our own reality. We're not victims in this world. We are powerful, powerful creators, and we create our lives with our thoughts and with our feelings, because this is a universe. You must have heard the term the law of attraction. It's a universe of energy, and energy attracts like energy. So with good positive thoughts, we attract good positive things. So this is just really the general awareness. So the topic for tonight, talking about your dreams are possible, is probably one of the most important things to revisit many, many times in your life. You might have heard some of what I'm going to speak about tonight before, and that's a good thing, because we learn through spaced repetition over time. So some things, if they're repeated, it's okay, it's a good thing. That's how we learn. Hi, who's just joined there? Kate. Oh, there's Kate. Hi, Kate. I can see you now. I wonder if Nancy's back on. If anyone wants to talk, you're welcome to speak, though. Okay, so just to let you know, this webinar will be recorded. It's recorded because some people in other time zones watch these, and they watch them on YouTube because they are recorded for their benefit, because they can't join at this time. Okay, so let's kick off. When we talk about your dreams are possible, take a moment now just to think about your own life and dreams that you potentially have, that you're working on, that are realistic and that you probably feel quite confident to achieve. And I'm going to say this, we often think of these kind of dreams in like small, realistic, incremental steps. The purpose for this Meaningful Mondays webinar is to share with you the bigger dream thinking idea. I want you people to change your mind about small thinking to big thinking. I want you to change your mind about big dreams, because many times we think big dreams are for the lucky, or for the few, or for the ones with a star shining over them or something. But we don't think they're possible for us. This webinar is to affirm and confirm that it's possible for everybody. Big dreams and the ability to realize big dreams is all in our mind. It starts and ends in our mind, and this is what the webinar is about. I just want to quickly address this. Sorry, I'm getting a text because people are having a struggle coming in. Just say keep trying, and I just want to send that. Okay. All right. So I want you to think about the totality of possibilities. When you think about your dreams, I want you to actually make a note, if you're making notes, of infinite possibilities. Because whatever you can imagine, you have the potential to achieve. So when you think about your life, think about what is possible for you. And if we think about our minds, how with our minds we can expand our awareness, we can expand our consciousness. All of you have every year or every couple of months even, we are busy expanding and expanding our mind and our consciousness. So just think about your own lives and how much more new awareness you have just got in the last year. If I think about myself, my goodness, my own awareness of life and how we create our reality has really expanded over the last year. So think about it for yourself. Now I want you to think even further, stretch that even more. And if you're on this pathway of personal growth, doing work on yourself, then my question is, does it mean that you've got nothing else to do if you've grown a lot? Do we just sit back and relax? Do we sit on our laurels? Do we chill? Or do we acknowledge that this work that we do on ourselves is actually a lifetime occupation? Because we need to keep working on ourselves, and we need to keep growing and keep growing in order for us to realize big dreams. So just take a minute now and think about your own lives, and think about the areas in your life that you'd like to improve. Think about, are you really happy? Let's just say at work. Are you really, really happy? Does your work fulfill you? Is it creative? Does it help you express your creativity? Think about your relationship. Are you happy in your relationship? Or maybe you're looking for a relationship. Are you prosperous? Would you like to be more prosperous? Welcome, Nancy. Thanks for getting on. Are you creatively fulfilled? By the way, Nancy, since you logged on, it says that, and you've come on as me again. By the way, Nancy, can you hear me? You can't hear me. Nancy, can you hear me? I don't know. Anyway, it's okay. But you've logged in as another me for some reason. Okay. So when you think about all these areas of your life, even about your security or your safety or your health, I want to ask you, do you have big dreams of doing certain things in your life? And when you think about like really, really big dreams, not ordinary dreams, big dreams, do you get a feeling of eagerness and confidence and possibility? Or do those big dreams kind of intimidate you to a degree, scare you, make you anxious, a little bit nervous? I want you to ask yourself, if you do have any big dreams that you've had in your life, do you ever think that these are not possible for me, so I'll just settle for what I've got, or settle for what I think is possible? Or are you courageous and brave enough to push that boundary away and say, no, I do want to have bigger dreams and I'm not going to settle? Because all of this really starts with a mindset of knowing it's possible. You might not believe right this very minute that it's probable for you, but you must believe that it's possible, because you wouldn't be able to think a big dream if you never have been given the potential to fulfill it. So I want you to keep those big dreams. And there's actually a saying that says your dream should excite and scare you at the same time. Well, they should excite you because it's something that you should desire to do with all your heart and soul. But the element that says that they should scare you is because if they don't scare you, then they're within your comfort zone. And then I'm telling you straight, they're not big dreams. Then they're small dreams. They're limited dreams. And this webinar is about opening your mind to say, don't have limited dreams. Think big. You know, that saying, shoot for the moon. Because even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. So think big. The bigger you think, the more you open your consciousness to that grand idea. And the reason that people, the mass out there of people don't achieve great dreams and big things is really because they limit how they think. So there's the saying that says most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. Most people fail in life because they aim too low and hit. And I don't want that for you. What I want for you people is to have big dreams and have a mindset that knows it's possible for you. So I want you to keep that and feel it in your heart and convince yourself in your mind, no matter how much it takes, Don't ever think that your dreams are too big. Don't ever think that you're being too ambitious. Don't ever think that you're asking too much. You are worthy and deserving for anything that you desire. This is an abundant universe. There's nothing wrong. Whatever you wish and dream for yourself is never going to deprive someone else of anything. It's like saying, if I take a deep breath of air, am I going to deprive anybody else of a breath of air? No. This is an abundant universe. If you have perfect health, you're not depriving anyone of perfect health. You're not taking health away from anyone to be perfectly healthy. So this is with anything in life, including money. You don't deprive anyone. This is an abundant universe. So I want you to start off with that thinking. Okay, so let's move on. I'm just going to go back to this notion. You all know this, or you may not know this. I don't know. Everything is connected. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is, my physical body sitting here is made up of organs and systems and tissue, and down at a smaller level, a molecule, and down at an even smaller level, atoms. And an atom at a tiny subatomic level is just really energy, like a proton with electrons spinning around. So it's energy, particles spinning in space. It's energy. And I'm made up of atoms, which is made up of energy. So is the air between me and my laptop. So is the air between your microphone or your speaker there in your ears, and you're hearing my sound because this is a vibration carried over the atoms and the molecules in the air into your eardrum, connecting to your brain, and you're interpreting it. It's very complicated if you think about it that way. But that just means that you and I are connected even though we're not in the same room. We're connected this way. You are connected to anything in this universe, the planets, the stars, the sun, because everything in this universe at the tiniest level is energy. So knowing that everything is connected, I'd now like to expand the awareness that each one of us is totally linked with universal source energy. There's this source energy, this universal energy, this infinite source that creates everything. Everything in this universe comes from that one universal source. Everything, you, me, every single thing. Look around the desk where you're sitting right now. Everything that's created comes from one universal source. And you are connected with the source energy. You are actually a physical extension, an individualized physical extension of source energy. And you are connected to it, part of it, and to this entire universe and with all of life. So in knowing that, you have unlimited potential because you are linked to a universal source that is unlimited. It's infinite. The energy in this universe is unlimited, infinite, and the creative power of this energy is accessible to you. And tapping into that with trust that this energy can support you and help you create what you want in your life is the beginning of how we create our dreams and how we manifest our dreams. Is the awareness of being connected to this infinite source and the power it can have to act in our life, support us, help us, guide us, create with us, if we turn our awareness to this source and have the awareness of this universal source energy. And of course, everything starts with our mind and our thoughts about everything. So let's get into the thoughts. I'm going to start off saying the things that hold us back from realizing big dreams are our limitations that we hold in our mind. And these limitations, all of us, come from our past. So I've just put that picture there of Infinite Possibilities, The Art of Living Your Dreams, which is an audio book or a real book. You can buy it as well as a book by Mike Dooley. He's one of my favorite authors. I've got every single one of his books. And I've listened to this audio book, Infinite Possibilities, The Art of Living Your Dreams. I cannot tell you how many times over, at least 20. I've listened to that book at least 20 times over, all the CDs. And why I'm sharing this with you is when I walked into a bookshop in South Africa many years ago, I saw this audio book on display. And as I read that title, Infinite Possibilities, The Art of Living Your Dreams, it really got my attention. And I stopped at that minute because just the words of infinite possibilities, the art of living your dreams, it made me realize that I actually could go beyond the small, limited view I had of myself and what's possible for me. I never thought of infinite possibilities. I thought, yes, I could do a bit better. I could earn another 5,000 or 10,000. Yeah, I could live in a better house, maybe one room bigger. Yeah, maybe I could, have a better car, one model better, whatever it is. And you think in these terms of what you can achieve. But when I saw this title, I realized what a limited view I originally had. And I thought, I have to buy this book, because what does it mean to have infinite possibilities? Is anything possible? So I just love the idea of letting my mind go beyond what I thought was possible for my life, and far beyond the limiting beliefs that I grew up with when I was young. And this is what I want for you. So all of us, when we're children, we hear a lot of criticisms. Now, I'm not saying our parents or our family or relatives or teachers do any of this intentionally. They're all doing the best they can. There's no doubt about it. They love us. However, they're just human, and they do share a lot of criticism. And these criticisms go into our subconscious mind, and they basically program us. So by the time we're 5 years of age, I don't know if you know this, but almost all of your beliefs are already determined, and they are already set. So people think they've created a lot of their beliefs during their teenage years and adult years. The truth is, the majority of your beliefs were actually determined by age 5. Yes, you've changed some beliefs. Maybe it's about things like religion or work ethic, or, certain things that stand out for you. However, the majority of our beliefs, the ones that we're not aware of, they're in our subconscious mind. We're not aware of them. They're below our level of consciousness or conscious awareness. These are determined by age 5. So actually we're living with limitations of a 5-year-old consciousness. And these are the limitations from our parents' consciousness. I mean, if you just think about families, maybe it's your own or maybe someone else that you know, how many children are like their parents or similar? I mean, I had a client, he's an electrician. I asked him, what does his father do? His father was an electrician. It often happens that way. I'm not saying it always does, but all I'm saying is most of our beliefs come from our parents. So we need to break free, like break that bond, break that chain in our family, and snap away to elevate us to grander and bigger things for ourselves. And start with dreaming big, not just little dreams, dreaming much bigger. And I want you to do that for yourself. So just be aware that the criticisms that we heard are things like this when we were small. You can't do that. Or no, don't try that, it won't work. People who love us will tell us that things won't work when they themselves haven't done it. It doesn't mean it's true. It just means that that's what they've said, and for them, in their mind, it won't work. And they've also been programmed by their parents when they were small. Or to say things like, it's better to be safe than sorry. So don't take too many chances. Don't take too many risks. Rather be safe. Or telling a child, don't trust strangers. That may work for a 5-year-old. It's the right advice to keep them safe. But if you grow up still believing don't trust strangers as an adult, that could lead to failed relationships. That could lead to loneliness or isolation, or the inability to form good relationships even in business. We can't go through life with the same beliefs of a 5-year-old and believing everything that we're told. So some of these criticisms, I just want you to know, they're not true. They've just things that you've been told, and we need to challenge our own beliefs to dream big and achieve greater things. So every time you say, I'm just going to start off with the first one. Every time you say, I can't, you limit all possibilities on many levels, not just the thing that you're saying, I can't, whatever it is, on many other possibilities. Because every time you say the words, I can't, you're actually programming your mind. Your subconscious mind takes everything in and believes everything, whether it's true or not. So even when you're joking and say, oh, I'm such an idiot, I dropped whatever on the floor, that kind of running yourself down is very, very damaging, even though we might not think it is, for our subconscious mind. And then we start behaving like that idiot that we just called ourselves. So I want you to eradicate from your vocabulary the I can't permanently. Never say that. It just eliminates possibility for you. So don't believe in I can't. And all the things that you say about yourself that you can't do, I want you to know they are just beliefs. And we experience our beliefs. We actually try to prove our beliefs, even though we're not aware of this. Everything that we believe, we're continuously proving to ourselves as we live. Because as long as things match our belief, we are happy and in our comfort zone. So be aware of the I can'ts. Never think to yourself something won't work. And I'll tell you why. Any idea, and I mean any single idea, from a hair clip was a good idea to invent, to flying an airplane and creating one with the Wright brothers, to tasting food in a restaurant and getting paid to taste it and paid to review it. Even that's a successful business for thousands of people around the world. Any idea will work. Never think something won't work. It's not true. No, it's just a limiting belief. To ever say not enough money, you need to change that thought to how can I find the money? How can I create the money? What other way is there? I sell investment property, and I've been to seminars with, I went to a seminar for renovating profit. There were about 350 people there, and they were asked to raise their hand if they cannot afford to buy a property right now. And like 70% of the room raised their hand. And then the question started, how could you raise the money? And let's make a list. We ended up with a list of about 40 ideas on how to raise the money, which would make it possible for each of these 300 people to buy a property. But to say I don't have enough money is a limiting belief. It's not true. It's just a belief. The wealthiest people raise money. They don't buy everything with their own money. I don't know if you know that. They either borrow it from the bank, they get investors to fund them, they partner with people, whatever it is. So that's another limiting belief. Just make a note if you're writing things down. Ever saying not enough money, ask yourself, how can I create the money? Think creatively, step outside the box, but never use that term. Catch yourself saying it. Never think to yourself, I'm not young enough to do whatever it is, or I'm not old enough to never do what it is. Those are two different thoughts, but they're not true. Just as an example, Louise Hay started her major career at 61. 61. Never think you're too old. She was at the peak of her career at 80. She wrote her last book at 90. Louise Hay, famous author. Or what about this belief? What would the family think? Or what would the neighbors think? Or what would my colleagues at work think? Or my friends think? When we have that thought, we create a significant obstacle for ourselves to not even try that thing. And what it ends up being is an excuse. Whenever we think to ourselves, whether we say it out loud or think it, what would they think? What would the family think? What would the neighbors think? It's actually an excuse, because what we're saying to ourselves is, well, I don't have to do it because they wouldn't do it, and they wouldn't approve of it. So if they wouldn't do it, then I shouldn't do it. Nonsense. If it's something that you want to do, that's a dream of yours, something that you really desire, just eradicate from your mind what other people would think. If we only had to live according to what other people think, we would live very narrow lives, very sheltered lives. People who have big dreams, they have to go through some breaking of the mold away from their family, their friends, their neighbors, their colleagues, to create these big dreams. So I never want you to limit yourself and ever think about whether other people approve of it or not, because people often will not approve of anything that they haven't done themselves, or that they don't believe they can do themselves. They will tell you that you can't either because they don't believe they've got the confidence or ability to do it themselves. So take that one out of your thinking cap as well. Okay, there's the old enough, the young enough. I'm not the right gender. Never think that. That's just, I know some people who've actually said this to me, because I'm a female, I won't make it in that industry. Forget about how it used to be. Forget about that. They're all limiting beliefs. Females can do anything. Males can do anything. It's up to us. It's our own mindset. It's our own decision. So what limitation do we really have? So I want to ask you, let me unmute the lines. What do you think our true limitations actually are? I want to hear from you guys. I'm trying to unmute some of your lines, but I can't. So you might have to unmute your own. What limitations do we really have? I mean, I've mentioned these that are not real. What are the real limitations that we have? Go on, guys. Don't be shy. Speak up. And it's a speed test, so speak as fast as you can. Go on.
We don't have any limitations. We set them upon ourselves.
So what do you call that?
Suppose.
Hey? Just
We
say
confine ourselves. Yeah, we just confine ourselves to our own, beliefs, as you said, and limitations. So we bring them upon ourselves.
okay, so it's our own thoughts, right? Our own thoughts and limitations in our own mind.
Yep.
Okay. Any others from anyone else? What limitations do we really have? Anyone else? No?
I think it's fear.
Okay, fear. Yes, tell me about that.
Fear of doing really well.
Yes, like fear of success.
Yeah.
That's very accurate. I don't know if any of you know this, but there are as many people who have a fear of success as there are people who have a fear of failure. And you might think that's absurd. You might think, why on earth would anyone have a fear of success? It goes back to that programming of the 5-year-old child. If they have a limited view of what success is because of their upbringing or what their parents were or their primary caregivers or whatever they've heard, anything beyond that for them is outside their comfort zone, and it comes down to your self-worth and what you believe that you're worth. And people who don't have very good self-worth have a fear of success. It's too far out their comfort zone. As funny as this sounds, if you don't understand this, please contact me. We'll have a conversation over coffee over it. I can explain it in depth. That's a whole webinar on its own. But people do have a fear of success. So Nancy's 100% right. And we will self-sabotage and we'll limit ourselves and we'll tell ourselves all kinds of lies and stories to not take steps to go after big dreams. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Thank you, because some people aren't even aware that they have a fear of success. Great. Anyone else have any ideas? What limitations do we really have? Anyone? 5 seconds left. Okay. If you want to add anything, add at any time. So our limitations, whatever they are in our mind, stop us from experiencing the totality of possibilities that we have in our life. How about this one? I don't have the right education. How many of you have let that one stop you? I don't have the right education. Education is something for those of you who may not know, that is set up by groups of people who say, well, my friends, you can't do X, Y, and Z unless you do it our way. That's how education came about. So, you know, you can't really practice in this field unless you do it our way. So now you need to have this degree to do that. Well, let me just give you an example about health. And you know this because I don't have to tell you this, but maybe you haven't thought of it this way. Health many, many years ago used to be tribal doctors, witch doctors, shaman, whatever, leaders of tribes. And they used to throw bones and mix potions, and they used to heal people. Time evolved, people became civilized. I don't know when we changed. We became more medical field, like medical mainstream with this Western medical idea. I'm talking about Western world, scientific, take a tablet, pharmaceutical industry, this kind of thing going on. And then anyone who was sick didn't believe they could do anything about healing themselves unless they went to see a doctor. And the doctor gave them a prescription or a surgery or something. And if they did that and applied that, they'd get better. Look where we are today. We've got Reiki. We've got remote healing. We've got kinesiology. We've got homeopaths. We've got naturopaths. We've got prayer healing. Hey, man, I can keep going. Now, this is just about healing. We've got the Silva method, which I'll train. You can heal yourself. You can heal others. And these all work. They are true modalities that work. So there was a time where you couldn't heal anyone unless you were a medical doctor. How about getting out of that paradigm and saying, I want to heal. I'm open-minded and I want to heal people. Well, now you've got a load of possibilities. Who says you need to go down that path? So that's just one example in medicine. But anyone who ever thinks I don't have the right education, I've just got a list of people I want to run through here. These are insanely successful people who never went to college or abandoned their secondary education at some point. Ellen DeGeneres, she's got no secondary education. Steve Jobs, he died, he was worth billions, I think 10 billion or something. He never had that education either. The guy who made Dell Computers, Michael Dell, worth $23 billion. Kim Kardashian, she's worth $175 million, in case you didn't know that. She's got no formal education, nothing. The famous millionaire, Rockefeller, he was worth $340 billion with no secondary education. Henry Ford, $199 billion in today's money. Mark Twain, Shakespeare, a wonderful author with the best, amazing command of the English language. He had no formal education. Shakespeare, Winston Churchill, Abraham Lincoln. How about the biggest genius of all, Albert Einstein? He was a high school dropout. Even Einstein, in his own words, said, I'm not good at maths. I know the answer's out there somewhere and I'll find it. And he got it in his dreams or during naps or, kind of naps and in dreams. He got most of his answers if you didn't know that. But he never had a formal education, Albert Einstein. I have to mention these names because I have to help anybody out there change your belief that you don't have the right education in order to live big dreams. You can have big dreams and you can achieve them regardless of education. It's all about what we believe is possible for ourselves and having self-confidence, betting on ourselves, believing ourselves. Even Oprah, she was born out of the most harsh of circumstances with all kinds of abuse that should have knocked her psyche sideways and never let her ever become anything. And look at Oprah. Not only is she highly, highly successful, but she's an amazing gift to the world. And she never got treated in a way that should make her that kind of person today. So I share this because I want to know that everything is possible. So we can accept, so we can accept that something's a limitation or we can go beyond it. And I want you to think beyond. Do not have limitations. Never think to yourself that you can't do anything, that you don't have whatever it is to do that. So the good news is no matter what your paradigm, no matter who you are, no matter what you think or believe, whether it's very harsh on you or not, you can make adjustments to your life all the time, incrementally do more and more. Now, there's many ways we can do this. We can visualize. You can read books, audio books, listen to some positive message every day of your life. When you're driving to work, don't listen to the radio that's got anything on. Make a point of going onto YouTube or a podcast of somebody that inspires you, someone that opens your mind to believing that things are possible for you. If you want some author, I can recommend Les Brown. Les Brown is an American, big African-American guy. He's one of the best motivational speakers in the world. He's probably the #1. And anything that he talks about, he will pump you up and make you feel positive. So if you listen to him every single day of your life, trust me, your psyche will change over a month, 2 months, over a year. That's an example. Fill your mind every day with a positive message to push yourself forward, because we need that in order to stretch and go beyond our comfort zone and actually grow. How else can we do it? I train the Silva method. The Silva method is all about changing your paradigm. You're changing your subconscious mind programming. Because if you change at the subconscious level, it's very, very effective. In fact, they say it's 30,000 times more effective than trying to do it, in a conscious state with, let me do this course, let me write that action plan, let me, take these action steps. Programming the mind for success is 30,000 times more effective. So the Silva method does that, working at the subconscious mind. But even if you don't do the Silva method, visualize daily, fill your mind with positive thoughts, read books, read Infinite Possibilities by Mike Dooley, wonderful book. Okay, so it's all about expanding our horizons, going beyond where we've been, and I don't want you to ever limit the potential within you. So let's talk about potential now. If you ever think that you know it all, this is when you stop growing. And so many people don't admit this if they have this thought, but they don't think they need to read that book that everyone recommends. They say, yeah, so someone says this is a really good book, read it, it will help you. And they like, thanks, but they won't read it. Somewhere deep in their subconscious mind, they think that they don't need to read that because they know it, or they don't need to know that, or they're already beyond that. I'm just sharing this with you because it's also a subliminal or secret form of self-sabotage. When you think you know it all, you won't grow. It's like a form of arrogance. Arrogant people are not teachable people. They don't learn. And if we're not open and humble to learning, and we don't grow, then we can't expand our mind enough to change our results and our success. So big dreams require constant, never-ending, relentless personal growth. You've got to keep growing. Do course after course, read book after book. Never stop learning in your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. I know some people in their 80s, they're still reading personal development books. Even John Maxwell, he's a perfect example. He's 70. He's on a personal growth journey second to none. He makes us all inspired with what he does. So I want to ask you this question. When you think about yourself, do you accept that there's an amazing, intelligent power greater than you that acts in this universe and in your life? Or do you just think that you, your physical body, that you are it? There's just you, and you have to achieve these great big dreams, and you're out here all on your own against the world, having to struggle it out? Or do you have the awareness that you are connected to this infinite source at all times that can help you in all ways, infinitely, without limitation? Because this awareness is really important. When you tap into that infinite source, whether you're visualizing, whether you're praying, whether you're meditating, whatever you're doing, it kind of gives you the expanded awareness that you're not alone. And that this is an intelligent power that has no limitations, that you can tap into at any time. And the more you rely on it and depend on it, you'll find the more amazing things happen in your life, almost like miracles. I put this picture here because I love this idea. If you are the light bulb, so that's your physical body, you can have a dim light or a bright light. How do you change the brightness of a light bulb? Well, you allow more current to flow through it. So a 20 watt or a 60 watt bulb allows more current to flow through it. So that's the light bulb. But the electricity is an infinite supply, right? It's an infinite source of supply. That is literally how you are in your life. You have a connection to an infinite supply of unlimited power, creative power, universal source energy. How much you allow to flow through you, how bright you shine in creating your life and your big dreams is determined by you. It's determined by how much you want to unlock your own potential. Because Abraham Maslow proved we have infinite potential. Infinite. There's no limit to what you can do. This is the message tonight. Your dreams are all possible. There is no lack or limitation. It all depends on how you're going to use your mind to unlock more of your potential. Many of you on this call tonight, Lynn, Nancy, I don't know who the other caller is, have done the Silva method. And you know, if you've done the Silva method, you have simple tools and techniques that you can tap into. If you apply them, they work. You change your results. The more you practice, the better your results become. That's one example. I mean, please do the Silva method. I'd love to help anyone do that. But even if you didn't, the point is, your potential is not limited by the supply. You are connected to an infinite source of supply to act in your life and create the most amazing dreams and results for you. All you need to do is to open yourself up to unlock that. But it doesn't happen standing still, and it doesn't happen if we think we don't need to grow. We need to grow. Every one of us, we never stop growing. This entire lifetime is a never-ending journey of growth. We need to keep growing. So the point of that picture with that light bulb is if you realize that there's this power in this universe far greater and wiser than you, and that you are actually a part of it, and you are actually connected to it, then you can move into a space of infinite possibilities where you can believe that for yourself, because you first need to have that belief that infinite possibilities are really an option for you, and they really are. You know, I'm not talking about religion, and I wouldn't want to do that because I can marginalize some people. But if some people term universal source energy as God, there's a saying that comes from Wayne Dyer, and he says, well, it's actually in the Bible, it says, with God, all things are possible. All things. If it says all things, it means that leaves nothing out. I want you to know that when you are connected to this universal source energy, all things are possible in your life. You just need to believe that, and you need to actively have an awareness of that, tap into that, practice that connection on a daily basis, however you do it, and your life will change, and miracles will happen, and you will see that you will get the right ideas, meet the right people, the right events will flow into your life, the right coincidences, synchronicities, and your life can be like any one of those people in that list, like Oprah, whoever. It's possible for everyone. It just depends on ourselves. Okay, so when it comes to expanding our horizons, let me just unmute your lines and ask you, what else limits us? There's a list I have here of about 8 things. Just think of anything. There's no right or wrong. Just share with me. Nancy, I can't unmute you. You'll have to unmute yourself. Sorry. What do you think limits us? So Nancy mentioned fears. Oh, wait, there's some feedback there. Denise said our own thoughts and in our mind. So fear. So fears is the number one on my list. What else limits us? Fear. Our fears. That's one of them. What else is there? What else limits us? Any guesses?
Maybe the unknown.
Yes, the unknown. Yeah, fear of the unknown. It's our fear. Yes, of the unknown. Yes, correct. What else limits us? Any guesses? Come on, guys. What do you think?
Letting ourselves down.
Yes, letting ourselves down. So you mean when we just don't fulfill a promise to ourselves?
So maybe we don't have enough belief. And we feel, oh, if I go ahead, I might not be able to fulfill what I want to do. So if we let ourselves down, and then it becomes a bit of an issue because we don't want to try again. So we're pretty restricted. We put restraints on ourselves. We kind of like have this limiting sort of belief. If we let ourselves down, we won't want to go back again, not worth trying again.
Yeah. Perfect. Very good. I agree. Thank you. What else? What else do you think? Any other ideas? No?
Do you think it's society?
How? Yes, it can be. Tell me what you're thinking.
You just want to conform to what society wants. So
yeah,
maybe this isn't what we should be doing because we're not conforming to what they think is correct.
100%. I've got exactly that here on the list. I've termed it the judgment of others. We don't act because of conforming to society. The only reason we conform to society is because we don't want to be judged by others. Or we think we're being judged by others. 100%. Any others? No? Yes? Do you want a clue? Nobody even wants a clue. Quiet group here. Yes?
Yes, give us a clue.
Okay.
A clue.
Okay. So we spoke about judgment of others. Who else judges us besides others?
We do.
Who?
We do.
We do. Geez, there's some feedback on that your computer, Nance, for some reason. So yes, self-judgment. It's actually what Nancy was saying earlier about letting ourselves down. It's self-judgment. All these thoughts about I'm not smart enough, I'm not ready right now, I'm not old enough, I don't have enough experience, whatever. Any limitation we have about ourselves, any idea that we can't do it for some reason is another one, self-judgment. Also, by the way, when we criticize another, whoever we're criticizing, we make someone else wrong. Every time we do that, it kind of reflects back at us, or it's a clue for us that there's some self-criticism going on. Because if there wasn't any self-criticism going on, we probably wouldn't have such a high level of criticism for anybody out there. So when we criticize, we just make someone else wrong because we have this ego thing that we need to be right. And with that going on, it's because we got a lot of self-judgment going on. So I'm just putting this out there. Some people don't agree with me when I say this, and that's okay. I'm not the only person to think these thoughts. I learned this from other authors, and it took me a long time to get this, and I now understand it, and it didn't come to me straight away. So if no one agrees with me, that's okay. It'll take time. I'm just saying, when we criticize others, it's actually a reflection of the relationship we have with ourselves. We are hard on ourselves first. And whatever we criticize in another, there's an element of that in us which we don't want to face. So we make ourselves right by making others wrong. Just putting it out there. It doesn't sound nice to hear, but it is something that we need to just change our mind about and open up and think, why do I have this urge to criticize other people? Because people like the Dalai Lama or Jesus or any of these greats, Gandhi, they never had the urge or need to ever do that because they never had any of that criticism going on with themselves. Another thing that limits us is guilt. If you're holding on to guilt, or there's any guilt in your life, it's going to limit your opportunity or ability to create big dreams and unlock your potential. Another one is the unwillingness to forgive. Lack of forgiveness, holding on to resentment or hatred, blocks abundance from flowing in your life. It just does. It's a negative energy. Any negative energy attracts the same. So you keep yourself in a holding pattern of that negative energy that attracts more negative and unlucky situations in your life and holding you back. So being willing to forgive allows you, to unlock that for yourself, basically to move from a place of resentment to have more understanding, of hatred to more compassion, opening our hearts. Another one that limits us is our perspective. This is a massive deal, our perspective or our perception. Some people see a problem situation, don't know how to deal with it, and other people see an opportunity. Some people see the glass half empty, some people see the glass half full. That's the perspective side. I actually, when I did the Silva method, we were taught you never use the word problem in your life again, just to eradicate that word problem and just say it's a project. Because as long as it's a project, it's something that you're working on. And as long as you're working on it, you're going to make it better. If you have a problem, you just see it as something that's wrong in your life, and it doesn't really have any sound that it's going to be a possibility to fix. So, just changing the language there. Or some people say an opportunity, or I have this challenge. Well, maybe it's an opportunity for growth. So also let's change our dialogue. Another thing that limits us is our lack of faith. That comes back to that picture of the light bulb and the infinite source, that infinite potential. The more you can develop your faith, even if it's faith in yourself, faith in your dream, even better, faith in source energy, this infinite power, God, whatever you call it. It's a game changer. Any miracle that's ever happened in any time in history has had a strong faith behind that miracle, manifesting. There's always strong faith before there's any form of miracle. So faith is a game changer. It can literally change your life. And faith is a state of mind. It can be developed. So you can practice believing in something and developing your faith. It just takes your mind, focusing it and starting to create a new belief for yourself. Okay, so there they are. Our fears, self-judgments, judgment of others, criticism, guilt, the unwillingness to forgive, our perspective or lack of faith. Okay, this is quite interesting. I found this chart online doing some research here. I don't know if you people are aware or not, but the development of this higher awareness or higher consciousness on this planet, it's happening at a faster rate than ever before in all of history combined. So, if you look at this chart, you can see physics, that's all science and proving theories and, understanding things that we can prove with results on a physical level, shot up and, grew. But look how spirituality now of late has never been at such a fast, that curve is almost like going so up, it's going to kind of want to turn vertical if you continue that line. And this is really important for us to know this, because the world is changing and we are at a level now of higher awareness and opening people's minds and consciousness more than ever before in history. If you look at this chart, you can see it more clearly compared to meditation, spirituality, mindfulness, Kundalini. Spirituality is on the up and up. What's wonderful for me in this chart is how meditation is on the up and up as well, because if anyone on this call does not meditate daily, I could not urge you enough to start the practice of daily meditation. It will change your life. Your health will improve. Your stress levels will go down. You'll feel more happy. More good luck will flow in your life. You'll attract the things that you want. You don't ask me how. It just is. It is that way. I would say try it and you'll see the results for yourself. So the picture at the bottom there of group consciousness, I just want to let you know that it's been proven that every time that you use your consciousness in a positive way, you actually connect with other people who are doing the same. Every time you meditate, you're actually connecting with other people on the planet that meditate. I practice Kriya Yoga. They said every time you're practicing Kriya Yoga, your mind is at a level or a state or a plane of consciousness with thousands of others who've all practiced Kriya Yoga. And some of these are saints and gurus. So every time you practice something using your mind that's positive, meditation, higher consciousness, prayer, whatever it may be, yoga, you connect with other like minds all over the place. Everything in this universe is connected. It makes you stronger and it makes this whole collective consciousness on that level stronger as well. If you visualize yourself healing your own body, you're actually helping other people heal theirs, because this positive energy radiates out. It affects everything in this universe. Even Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's the author of The Biology of Belief, wonderful book, he says everything begins and ends with the mind. If we use our minds, nothing on earth is impossible. Our minds can create miracles. Our minds can create miracles. It all starts and ends with our minds. So the most important asset that you'll ever have in your life is your mind. There's no valuable thing, no house, no money, no anything that's more valuable in your life than your mind. Use it and use it wisely. Meditate, practice faith, write down your goals, visualize. If you just did that, big dreams are possible for you. There's no other way. It's never about good luck and good fortune. It's all about using the best asset in our life, which is our mind. So my question to you is, what are you practicing? Every day, listen to yourself, the conversations you have. What are you thinking? What are you saying? Are you practicing prejudice? Are you practicing fear? Are you practicing love? Are you practicing forgiveness? Whatever you practice, you're going to get good at. Are you practicing gratitude? I'm so happy and grateful for this, for that. I'm grateful and appreciative of this and that. What are you practicing? Whatever we practice, we get very good at. There's this video clip that I got of this little child, little Indian child. He's under 10 years of age, asking this question, what are you practicing? It's brilliant. Just Google it. If you just Google on YouTube, what are you practicing, Indian child, you'll see this amazing video clip. But the child says, do you practice complaining? Because if you practice complaining, you'll get so good at it, you can literally find something wrong in everything. And I want to share that with you, because what are you practicing? For us to get closer to big dreams and big goals, we need to be practicing things that will take us there. And they're not negative. They're all going to be positive. Believing in yourself, having more faith. Deciding on how you're going to grow yourself. A good example of this is when there's a world crisis, earthquake somewhere, flood somewhere. When there's a world crisis, do you worry and affirm all this negativity and talk to people about it? Or do you just keep your mouth shut on the negativity, close your eyes, send love and healing energy and positive energy into the world? Because that makes a positive difference. Not talking about the negativity. not criticizing anything, not creating more awareness of what's wrong, just closing your eyes, shutting your mouth, send loving and healing energy or prayer or something along those lines. And then just to tell you this quote by Yogananda, who's the author of Autobiography of a Yogi, which is probably the best book, it's the best book I've ever read. He says, your trials did not come to punish you, but to awaken you. I put this here because this can change a person's perspective in life. If you can just have the awareness that all your troubles, all your challenges, all the difficulties that you're having, they're not here to punish you. They're here to try and bump you forward into a higher level of awareness that you can grow and expand and improve your life. And if you can see everything in your life that way, you can be grateful for all of it, the good and the bad. Because when we know and we have an awareness that even the bad is here to help us, to awaken us, then we grow, then we learn from it, then we stop repeating our mistakes and we get better. So every time you hear the words that something is incurable, I just want you to know in your mind that it's not true. Just don't believe that something's incurable or something's not possible. We just haven't figured out a way how yet, how to cure it, how to fix it. If you have this kind of mindset, any problem you ever face, you'll have a more creative mind to solve it on any level. So my friends, I want you to believe in infinite possibilities. And I want you just to think about these people. Because of their beliefs, they changed the course of history. Roger Bannister is the first man in the world to run the mile under 4 minutes. Before him, everybody said it's impossible, your heart will burst, you'll die. And he said it's possible. And he did it. Within 6 months after him doing it, 12 people did it. Today, over 20 to 30,000 people have run the mile under 4 minutes. Different belief changed the course of history for so many. Many of you know about fire walking. People can say it's impossible. So many people have done it. If there's a man named Wim Hof, he's nicknamed the Iceman. I've got a statistic written down here. He's this daredevil guy who does things in freezing temperatures. He's run a marathon at minus 29 degrees Celsius. So he's at minus 29 degrees without a shirt. He ran a marathon without a shirt on at minus 29 degrees. He's still alive. He also holds the world record for being immersed in ice for over an hour and 44 minutes. No one else has ever done that. He's the first man to do that. He's also gone to the North Pole in a pair of shorts. He's climbed Mount Everest in a pair of shorts. He never died of the freezing cold. How is this possible? If you told anyone this, I'd say it's impossible, you'll freeze to death. Well, here's a man, he's proven it's possible. How did he do it? If you read about Wim Hof, he meditates the majority of his day, every day. He's focused his mind so strongly. He's programmed his body. And whatever he believes, he experiences. If he can do this, imagine what we can do with our mind to realize our dreams. I'm sure you've heard a story somewhere. There's more than one. There's more than 10 of women found their car somehow, drove over their child or something, and with such love and passion were able to lift a car to save their child. Under normal circumstances, that woman could never lift a car. So my question is, how did she lift that car? More things are possible when the mind is so strong, we can do anything. The man named Uri Geller, you might have heard from him, he bends metal with his mind, bends teaspoons. If it wasn't for Uri Geller, we would all say it's impossible to bend metal with our minds. If he can do it, you can do it. We just haven't practiced it. So we don't have to practice bending metal. It doesn't really help us to serve. That's my opinion. It doesn't serve us in any way. I'd rather practice focusing on reaching big goals. Same thing for you. Anything's possible. One of the other Silva method trainers around the world, she became fully cured from a paraplegic using her mind. I love that story. I spoke about Oprah. So here's something from Mike Dooley that I put on my vision board many years ago, and I want to read it to you because I do love it. And I urge you to Google this, Adventurers Club Oath, Mike Dooley. You'll find it on the internet if you want it for yourself. I read this every day without fail for more than 2 years. It says, in the face of adversity, uncertainty, and conflicting sensory information, I hereby pledge to remain ever mindful of the magical, infinite, loving reality in which I live, a reality that conspires tirelessly in my favor. I further recognize that living within time and space, as a creation amongst my creations, is the ultimate adventure, because thoughts become things, dreams do come true, and all things remain forever possible. As a being of light, I hereby resolve to live, love, and be happy at all costs, no matter what, with reverence and kindness for all. So be it. I absolutely love that. And if this was something that you enjoyed listening to or sharing here with me, get that for yourself and read it every day. If you put this in your subconscious mind and read it day in and day out, it changes your mind about things and it changes your mind about yourself. And I want to end off on my favorite quote. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success, unexpected in common hours. So you don't have to know everything. You just have to move in that direction. Just move in the direction of your dreams. Just take one more step. You don't have to know the whole way, the whole route, the whole thing. Just take one step in that direction. Trust me, years go by and you look back and you think, how did I get here? It's like that for everyone. So never give up on your dreams and have big dreams. Live your dreams. Everything is possible. So how willing are you to change? You need to change all the I can'ts in your life to I can. Affirm that I can. Somehow, some way it's possible for me, I can. I can be successful too. I can be healthy. I can be happy. I can be loved and loving. Change your impossibles to I haven't figured it out yet, but it's possible. All the incurables to someone has been healed of this. My friends, any condition, from multiple sclerosis to cancer to paralysis, every single condition that exists has been cured by someone. Every condition, Google it. So never say something's incurable because someone has been healed of it somewhere. It's a belief we hold. Also, we need to change that these walls around me for safety to dropping them. Open yourself up. Allow good to flow in your life. Open your heart. Forgive. Get rid of guilt. Get rid of resentment. Get rid of the walls around you. So it all starts and ends with your belief in yourself and belief in your dreams. So any comments there? It's a bit late tonight. We'll just start the meditation. Any comments from anyone? No, yes, maybe. Okay. What we're going to do now is a guided meditation just to reset our mind for the month. Set our intention for the month ahead for July. Think about what we want to focus on. And we're going to tune into our own wisdom and our own higher self to get the answers and some inspiration. So it's quick 15 minutes or less. So what I want you to do, if you wouldn't mind, is get a pen and paper now for yourself. Get into a comfortable position. We're going to close our eyes and meditate. And towards the end of the meditation, I'll ask you a few questions, just 2 or 3. And when I ask you those questions, just open your eyes, write the answers down. Excuse me. And close your eyes again. And then relax and wait for the next question. There's only 3 questions. And the questions are, what do I need to focus on for the month of July? What steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to do, be, or have? And what do I need to let go of? And is there anything else? So get comfortable. I'm going to switch off the video at the moment. And I'm going to put on some music. So just get comfortable. Grab a pen and paper. And we can get started. So what I want you to do right now is just relax. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, just allow all the tensions in your body to release and float away. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, just feel your body relaxing. Feel the tensions leaving your scalp, leaving your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your cheeks and your face. Relax your tongue and your jaw. Relax your neck, your shoulders, your arms and your hands. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, feel the tensions leaving your back. Relax your back from the top of your neck all the way down to the bottom of your spine. Relax your chest. Relax your stomach. Relax your pelvic area. Take another deep breath and allow the tension to leave your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, and your feet all the way down to your toes. You are now experiencing a deep state of relaxation. You're now going to create in your mind an ideal place of relaxation. It can be a real place that you've experienced before, or some place imagined. Maybe somewhere that you've been or somewhere that you'd like to go. Just allow it to be a place where you feel totally relaxed. Begin to experience this place right now. Now that you have created your ideal place of relaxation, you're going to add a waterfall of white light into the scene. Place it wherever you choose. The waterfall is gentle, allowing you to stand under the cascading white light. The light is a healing energy, a clearing energy. Your waterfall of light is now created. Walk over to the waterfall and stand under the white healing light. Allow the white light to swirl around you, encompassing you within its glow. It is clearing the stress, tension, and clutter of the day, the week, the month, the whole year. Clearing it from you. Feel this white cascading light clearing the stress, tension, and clutter of your entire lifetime from your energy field. Clearing your atmosphere or your aura. As this light clears your energy, just notice how much happier you look. Notice the smile on your face. See how the weights that you've been carrying are no longer a burden. Notice how your energy field is expanding out as you are radiating love. This waterfall of light is always available to you whenever you need it. All you need to do is close your eyes and imagine your ideal place of relaxation and immerse yourself in this healing white light. Now take a deep breath, relax even deeper, and repeat these beneficial statements to yourself mentally. Every day, in every way, I am getting better, better, and better. Positive thoughts, suggestions, and images bring me benefits and advantages I desire. I will always maintain a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. The following statements are for your better health. Keep in mind that from now on, I will be speaking in your place. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every cell, tissue, organ, and system of my body is revitalized, restored, and renewed, resulting in a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. I'm able to function in harmony physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to promote maximum benefits. My awareness in using my mind allows me to do activities that promote increased health, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Now imagine this white light turns to green. You are now immersed in a glowing green light. This green light is unconditional love. This unconditional love surrounds you. It encompasses you. It flows through your entire being. It fills you with love. All those hurts you felt, all those pains you felt, the angry moments, allow this green light, this unconditional love, to heal all those spaces now. You are an amazing human being. You deserve love. You deserve joy. You deserve abundance. And you deserve peace. Tell yourself that you deserve love, joy, abundance, and peace. It is now time to step out of the waterfall. Step out of this waterfall of light. Your energy field is now clean and clear. You are centered and energized. You are able to think more clearly, focus more easily. You are in the flow of universal love and energy. Just take a moment now to bask in this feeling of connectedness. You have now reset your body and mind for the month. It is now time to set your intention for the month of July. Tune into your inner wisdom or your higher self. Tune into that part of you that, if you tuned in, guides you and intuitively knows what is best for you. Just relax and feel the alignment with your higher self. Feel that connection. And now I'm going to ask you the following questions. And when I ask you the question, whatever comes to mind, write it down. Don't judge it. Don't overthink it. Write down your first impressions. And then take a deep breath, close your eyes, and just re-enter your calm state. The first question is, what do I need to focus on for the month of July? What do I need to focus on for the month of July? Just write down your first impressions. The next question, what steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to be, do, or have? What steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to be, do, or have? Now ask yourself the question, what do I need to let go of or release? What do I need to let go of or release? Whatever comes to mind, write it down. And then just take a deep breath and relax. And the last question, is there anything else I need to know or do? Is there anything else I need to know or do? Now allow a deep breath, and as you exhale, just relax. Slowly bring your attention back to your body. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and have a big stretch. Lots of blessings to all of you. Okay, welcome back. Did anybody get any helpful answers? You just have to say yes or no. I'm not going to quiz you on them. Yes? No?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Kate, did you enjoy that?
I did. I'm looking at the clock. I almost fell asleep, but it was great.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys
Very
go.
relaxing.
Good. I hope you got some answers from the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, guys. Anybody want to say anything before I just wrap up the evening? No?
Oh, thank you.
Who's that?
I just said no, thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. All right, thank you. All right, thanks. So just sharing with you what's next month's Meaningful Monday. It's about change or stagnate, grow or die, and what that's all about. And then just the next events coming up. If anyone's got children between, say, 10 and 18 years of age about bullying, I have a webinar on the 21st of August at 7 p.m. on anti-bullying. If you have friends or family or relatives who've got young people who are exposed to bullying, please share this information with them. You can go to the website and join this webinar on anti-bullying. It's based on John Maxwell's teachings, and it's fantastic. And then the next Silva Method class is coming up. There's one in September over 2 weekends. They're the dates. Another one in November, 4 days in a row. They're the dates. And then Silva Kids for all children between 8 and 12 years old. There's a Silva Kids program in October from the 26th to 28th. So maybe you know children, the Silva Kids for that age group, 8 to 12, is wonderful, wonderful foundation for children to learn these coping skills for life. So that's it, my friends. Share that with anyone that you know it may be helpful to, or if you want to join, let me know. I think, Kate, you expressed interest, so I hope you do join the Silva class, then you can become one of the Silva grads, like most of the others on the call. Otherwise, anything from anybody before I close the call tonight? I'll just stop the recording so